Hello, and welcome to Bobcat Report. I'm Gino Perez. An invasive type of snail might be killing fish in the San Marcos River. We'll have a story on that.
And I'm Julia Nicholson. We'll also take a look at some activities meant to bond new Bobcats together.
A parasite in the San Marcos River has been causing fish to die. What does this mean for people who visit the river and the fragile ecosystems that exist there? Shelby Chu has a story.
Well, there's no need to panic. This parasite was originally found in 1996, but is now gaining traction after the University Star published an article a few weeks ago. I sat down with Texas State's Dr. David Huffman, a parasitologist who specializes in marine life, to get more information. This is Dr. David Huffman.
And I'm a professor here. I've been here since 1973.
And in 1996, he got a call that some fish were dying at an alarming rate from an unknown cause.
And what had happened was a snail had come in from Asia.
This snail carried a parasite and was incredibly invasive and difficult to kill.
You can drop them in household bleach for 30 minutes and turn them loose and they just go walk away.
This parasite affected nearly all freshwater fish by creating cysts around the gills and fins and even stuck in the joints, causing them to not be able to breathe, eat, or swim.
It reproduces asexually, so it essentially just sends out clones of itself. So it's very hard to get rid of once it gets in a system.
So how do you eradicate something that's constantly reproducing and difficult to kill?
They're pretty big snails, so you can see them very easily. So we would have these divers pick up the snails, remove them, and bring them back.
To remove the snails from Spring Lake and to document the decline in the parasite.
Is this parasite harmful to humans? That's the question on everybody's mind. Well, don't worry, there's no evidence to suggest that this parasite could harm humans unless you ingest raw or undercooked fish from the San Marcos River. The conservation effort to remove the snails from Spring Lake and the surrounding areas is still in the planning process, but is expected to begin next year. With Bobcat Report, I'm Shelby Chu.
Alkek Library on the Texas State campus is being renovated. Gino went over there to see how the construction is affecting students.
The Alkek Library is a 28-year-old building that is having renovations done on the outside and the inside. The question is, are these additions to the library worth the cost, as well as the hassle of dealing with on the day-to-day basis? Marketing and Promotions Coordinator Debbie Pitts says that these changes will make the library a place for more than just checking out books.
Think of the library as not just the place to go and find books and your traditional resources, but as a place to go and innovate. That's what's going to change a little bit, is the library will be a place to do hands-on research in addition to the traditional routes of academic research.
Construction not only affects the look of the campus, but also affects the students that are trying to study at the library. Biochemistry major Liana Temez says that the construction has both pros and cons.
I'm totally for growth and stuff like that. I like that they're not at a standstill. They're continuously building, like the Ingram. That's pretty impressive. Kind of distracting, but I don't mind it because I guess once I'm studying, I'm in the mindset of studying and it's just there.
Alkek Library is set to be finished in the spring of 2020. So if you plan on studying there anytime soon, don't forget your earplugs. For Bobcat Report, I'm Gino Perez.
Gino, one thing I noticed during your story is how noisy it is around there.
It was insane. I had to move over 200 feet away from the library in order to do my stand-up. Students who eat at the dining halls at campus are in for a change. The checkout systems at the dining halls will make a complete change in how meal plans work, just in time for the fall semester. Jason Harlan has a story.
Gone are the days of meal trades, with the school shifting to a program called Meal Equivalency. Each swipe is worth $6, and students use dining dollars or credit cards to pay the rest. This allows students to access the whole menu instead of having one option, making the campus food more accessible to people with all diets and allergies. With sharing swipes being a thing of the past, students are split on whether or not the school gets to decide where their swipes go.
It's kind of unfair for those who have purchased a meal swipe or a meal plan, I guess. And we just try to prevent that from happening, and now we just cannot swipe for another at all anymore.
I mean, when I was a freshman, I would swipe for my sister because she didn't have a meal plan. She lived off campus. I don't really see the big deal in it because if you're already paying for those meals, you should be able to pick who gets them.
With Texas State's dining halls going cashless and sharing swipes becoming obsolete, what will that do to the Texas State students' sense of community? The dining halls seem a bit more isolated than they used to. You no longer need to speak to anyone to order. You can't bring your friends with you to swipe for everyone. We'll have to see how this plays out in the future and whether this is a major key in the communal atmosphere at Texas State. For Bobcat Report, I'm Jason Harlan.
High school students came to Texas State to learn firsthand how to deal with emergencies. And some Texas State students are leaving school to embark in careers in the music industry. We'll have those stories and more right after this.
Is college kicking you in the can? Have you contemplated dropping out? Has math got you slipping into a deep depression? Have no fear, SLAC is here.
SLAC?
Yes, the Student Learning Assistance Center has your back. The SLAC program offers several different academic support programs, and it is located on the 4th floor of Alkek Library. Some of these programs include a walk-in tutoring lab, a Veteran Academic Success Center, and excellent online resources.
By golly, how much does this cost?
Not a cent more than your tuition. But that's not all. SLAC is open 6 days a week.
Sometimes, if an emergency breaks out at school, the first people in a position to respond are students. Last week, high school students from all over the state came to Texas State to learn what to do in an emergency. Aranza Talamas was there.
Gino, it's called the Texas Youth Preparedness Camp. This was the 8th time the camp has met here, and it's been so successful it's now spread to other states.
The Texas Youth Preparedness Camp has been going on since 2011. Every summer, 5 to 10 teams from across the state are trained to go back to their communities and implement safety and security procedures. 15-year-old Amy Gibson says this experience will be helpful for her.
We've learned how to check buildings, how to triage, how to help people who are injured, how to get them out. If there's an emergency going on in my neighborhood or in my school, I'd be able to help and make sure everybody's safe.
Texas School Safety Center has partnered with FEMA, the Red Cross, and the U.S. Department of Education to promote youth preparedness strategies. This year's camp featured the New Braunfels Community Emergency Response Team. The camp coordinator, Ruby Mosley, said a lot of the students use the camp to prepare for their careers.
A lot of them are criminal justice programs or they're interested in medical fields. And so this is an enhancement to those skills as they move into their careers as police officers, firefighters, nurses, doctors, to kind of give them an extra boost as they prepare for their college years and their training programs.
High school students from all over the state of Texas were able to receive a 20-hour certificate in emergency training. Students also learned other leadership skills they will be able to implement in their community. For Bobcat Report, I'm Aranza Talamas.
One word that describes June is pride. This whole month has celebrated the LGBTQIA community. Reporter Giselle Sanchez has a look at some of the events of Pride Month.
Since the year of the Equality Act in 2015, more and more people are breaking out of their comfort zone and are being welcomed with open arms in the LGBTQIA community. However, there are individuals who don't have someone to turn to, especially young adults such as students here at Texas State University. Resources, events, and support are provided for those who want to seek the helping hand. Education Chair of the LGBTQIA Alliance, Jessica Sukup, exclaims.
Well, if they're looking for resources, hunt down, we spend a lot of time working with the allies, faculty and staff allies, and making sure that they understand their responsibility of putting that placard out, is they are a resource for students, and they may not know the answers, but they recognize their position by posting that placard is to find the answers and get the students directed to where to the resources that they need.
President of PFLAG, drag queen, and electrical engineering professor Dr. Michael Casey explains the history of why we celebrate Pride Month.
This is the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, and Friday is the 50th anniversary, June 28th, because that's when Marsha P. Johnson threw that first brick at a cop. Now it was June 28th, 1969. And so it's important to remember the history and to hopefully add other people to that knowledge base, in the sense of, oh, we didn't know about these other folks who might have done something important socially, politically, religiously, or something like that. So it's important to remember that and sort of reorganize our understanding sometimes.
Here at Texas State University, resources and support are provided for students like you. We are here to celebrate, cherish, and honor who you are. If you're a loved one, alliance, or a part of the LGBTQI community, we are here for you. For Bobcat Report, I'm Giselle Sanchez.
Sharing experiences, whether they are academic in nature or traditions, gets special emphasis at Texas State. We'll see how this gets done after this message.
Getting out of class late? Don't feel comfortable walking on campus alone at night? Look no further than the Bobcat Bobbies. The Bobcat Bobbies are a team of Texas State students who provide escorts to students across campus from dusk until 1 a.m. 7 days a week. Hired and trained by the University Police Department, Bobcat Bobbies provide safety and security to students and take their job very seriously, on foot or with golf carts. For more information or to summon your escort, you can call 512-245-7233 or visit the Nueces building on campus for more information.
Every year, Texas State University tries to bring its students together by examining one particular issue, a common experience for everyone. This year, it's truth. Aliki Stoddart has more.
Every year, the university presents a new academic theme to each student called the Common Experience. This year's theme is truth. We asked Allison Jones on the importance of common experience.
The common experience brings everyone together in one way, even if they come from different places. I think truth is a theme that we're seeing and that we're questioning throughout everything we do in 2019, and it's kind of been in the back of our heads for the past few years, I think just for everyone. And so now it's just really coming to light, and I think it's really big of Texas State to just be upfront about it and to really start these conversations for students that maybe they were too afraid to start on their own.
The students are all provided with a common reading book related to theme. It allows them to grow throughout their first year of college. Kaylee Smith said that this year's theme will help the students discover who they are.
Students are not only getting to figure that out for themselves, figuring out who they are, but they're getting a common experience theme that helps them develop who they are.
College is the time of change, and the Common Experience aims to guide freshmen from the start. We asked Darian Bell why the Common Experience is so important at this stage in college.
People becoming true with themselves, with college being a huge growing experience for everyone. With truth being the topic, I feel like it benefits the incoming students in helping identify themselves.
From the beginning of a Bobcat's career to graduation, Texas State prepares students with the resources to have a successful college experience. For more information about Common Experience, visit UAC Room 129. For Bobcat Report, I'm Aliki Stoddart.
There's a more informal way to bring students together too. Freshmen are going through new student orientation. It's a mandatory program to prepare new students for college life. But there's an optional program called Cat Camp. Reporter Cody Huffman says that's where you learn what it means to be a Bobcat.
What does this mean? Why are they jumping? Why are they screaming? These are just some of the many traditions that are explained at Cat Camp, an experience that teaches students about pride and traditions at Texas State. Traditions like jumping in the river after graduation, speaking at the Free Speech Stallions, even shaking the hand of our LBJ statue for extra luck before an exam. But who leads these new students in all of the pride and traditions that Texas State has to offer? Cat Camp counselor Gabri Brown said that being involved in other organizations makes the staff more knowledgeable about many topics throughout the duration of camp.
That every staff member must be involved in a different organization. So we have crew members, counselors, exec members that are parts of different organizations all around campus.
These new Bobcats have a mock ring ceremony while at Cat Camp and learn the meaning of our hand signs. The heart of Texas is shown through holding your left hand up with your index and middle finger high in the sky, thumb to the side, and ring and pinky finger facing down to indicate where Texas State is located. The claw, or as we know it as "Eat 'em up, cats," is held in your right hand to indicate how proud you are to be a Bobcat. Counselor Clarissa Farias said that the staff members also educate them on resources all across campus.
We have like a couple of skits going on, and that's just like informing them about like the resources we have here on campus that are only given to like students that go here. And we try to do it in a fun way to give out the information.
With just a few sessions left, spots are filling quickly. Sign up for Cat Camp so you too can have that Bobcat spirit. For Bobcat Report, I'm Cody Huffman.
That's Bobcat Report for this week. I'm Julia Nicholson. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Gino Perez. We'll be back again next week, and you can catch us on our YouTube channel. Until then, goodbye.